St. Louis, a wonderful city with all sorts of wonderful things to do, and this is you. You're new here, so let me show you around. First, you probably want to find somewhere to live, and you're in luck because St. Louis is one of the cheapest cities in the whole country. Houses in St. Louis, on average, cost 41% cheaper than other cities in the U.S., so finding a spacious abode on a humble budget is well within reach. For example, the average house price is around $160,000, and the average cost of renting an apartment is $911 a month. The city also has a very wide range of property to choose from, such as the lofts of Washington Avenue, the apartment complexes of Soulard, or houses in many of the neighborhoods within the city. Though make sure your living space has adequate AC heating because it gets hot in the summer and pretty dang cold in the winter. Now that you are situated and live within the city, you probably want to know where you can get food, drink, or entertainment. Well, I'm going to tell you all of those things because that's what I do. This is a commercial. First, food. Everybody needs it, and St. Louis does too. You can find it at various supermarkets throughout the city. If more natural food is your forte, there are dozens of food and produce markets littered throughout the city. Ethnic food is also strong in St. Louis, with Italian food being among the city's favorites. Examples of ethnic food restaurants include Mescarem, which is Ethiopian, Fritanga, which is from Nicaragua, Samim Afghan restaurant, and Himalayan Yeti, which is from Nepal, and so many more. If you want to get hecking wasted, then you should be happy to find that there are dozens of bars and pubs where you can drink your problems away, such as O'Connell's Pub, Sasha's Wine Bar, International Tap House, Double D Karaoke, Lester's, and many more. The reason for the abundance of bars is because St. Louis is an important city for the brewing industry. For entertainment purposes, there is also the famous Muni, which hosts some of the best shows, plays, and operas, or the fabulous Fox Theater, which does both theater and concerts. There are also various movie theaters dotted around the cityscape, as well as outdoor film screenings in Forest Park. Speaking of Forest Park, it is one of the biggest city parks in the country and is 100%, absolutely, undoubtedly, positively free. Stuff you can do in Forest Park includes running, walking, golfing, dog walking, baseball, other sports, picnics, hanging out with friends, and sun tanning, as well as other stuff too. It also hosts part of the Science Center, which is also completely, unreservedly, truly free. And you can watch cars pass, learn science stuff, hang out with dinosaurs, enjoy the kids' exhibits, and view the spectacular Omnimax Theater, which is one of the largest theater screens in the dang hemisphere. They also host a whole lot of space-themed stuff. You know what else is really, utterly, unconditionally free? The zoo. They have thousands of animals there of every type, such as gorillas, giraffes, monkeys, lizards, stingrays, and so much more. And all of these are free except for the stingrays. Those things don't come cheap. And as a wise man once said, I have paid to go to worse zoos. There are many other attractions too, such as the Botanical Garden, which has all sorts of cool plant-themed stuff. If you want attractions of a more intellectually stimulating nature, then you should be very pleased to find that St. Louis has a whole bunch of museums, such as the Art Museum, which has art and other artistic things. The Missouri History Museum is all about the state of Missouri. There is also the wonderful Jefferson Barracks, which hosts many historical sites and monuments, as well as a big old graveyard. They also host World War Weekend, a yearly World War II reenactment where they have tanks, trucks, assault guns, and so much more. If you like sports, then you will like St. Louis, because our baseball team has won 11 World Series titles and is one of the best in the country. St. Louis is a baseball city at heart, but other sports happen here too, such as hockey, with the mediocre St. Louis Blues, or our tennis team, the St. Louis Aces. Now back to city living. One thing that many St. Louisans love is the short commute, which is on average 10 minutes shorter than most of the rest of the country. It is mostly a car city, but biking and running are also viable forms of transportation. There's also the Metrolink and buses, which provide transportation to many of the city's residents. And if you need to fly, just head on down to Lambert Airport. There's also a whole bunch of highways and stuff. About the houses in which you will be living in. Almost all of the older houses are made out of red brick, because there was a ginormous inferno in 1849 which persuaded everyone that building wooden houses really close together is a stupid idea. The architectural style of the houses include Colonial Revival, Second Empire, Federal Style, Federal Revival, Ranch Style, Contemporary Colonial, Postmodern, and the contemporary federal. These architectural styles also epitomize the time in which the owners were living in. This is shown in many houses built after 1900 but before the 1950s. These houses are often arranged so that they have a built-in space where a radio would go, are often much smaller in stature and more vertical. But post-1950s houses almost always have driveways, since car ownership became significantly more common, and they are arranged so that the centerpiece of the home is the living room, where a TV would go. So there you have it, our fair city in a nutshell. And we hope you'll come on down sometime and maybe stay a little while, or the rest of your life.